What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to today's commentary, I believe it could be taken both in a positive way and in a negative way. But for those who don't know, DICE has pretty much cut all production when it comes to Hazard Zone. Yes, the side game mode that, at least me personally, highly anticipated when it came to Battlefield 2042. I was extremely excited. But yes, that specific game mode has been completely cut. No future content, no future storyline, no future anything is going to be coming into that game mode. If you want to go ahead and see the real words from DICE about this whole situation, it says right here, one final piece of news for you to take away from today's video. We are winding down future development on Hazard Zone. All of us on the team had great ambition and high hopes for this new Battlefield experience throughout our development, but we're the first to hold our hands up and acknowledge that it hasn't found the right home in Battlefield 2042, and that will benefit greatly from letting our focus and energy stay on the modes we see you engaging most with. Hazard Zone will stay as part of the experience, we are not switching it off, but beyond addressing critical errors and odd behaviors that may appear in the future, we are no longer actively developing new experiences or content for the mode. And you'll find that maps that we release across our seasons will not be supported in Hazard Zone. As we all expected, a typical EA DICE move here. Whenever a brand new mode that they are developing does not work out in the way that they want it to, they completely just cut it. They don't try to work on it. They don't try to adapt to anything. They don't try to innovate. They just say, bye-bye, get out of here. At least in Call of Duty Vanguard, when it comes to the horrifying zombies experience, they are still actively trying to communicate and add things in and do their best, even though their best still isn't even that amazing. But at the end of the day, you could tell that they are trying to put something out there. Hazard Zone, since literally day one, was ignored. Basically what they say in this post on how they're going to be just actively, looking for bugs or game-breaking glitches when it comes to Hazard Zone, that's what it's always been. They haven't mentioned anything about the storyline, which they promised to us was going to be, literally that was what Hazard Zone was all about. Since the game doesn't have a campaign, Hazard Zone was going to be our, semi-campaign theme, whatever, I don't know. And they had a whole freaking campaign-themed, storyline over on YouTube. What happened to this game? The freaking advertisement of Battlefield 2042 was a whole different experience. Literally a whole different experience. The trailer for this game was just the perfect Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 vibed trailer. They literally had awesome storylines coming out on YouTube, trying to give us a backstory to this game. Like, what happened? But back to the main topic here, I gotta say, it's extremely annoying seeing DICE do this, game after game now. Every single time they release something, they have to try to copy a trend on the side. And in the process, it takes away from the main development time of the core Battlefield experience. And you would think since Battlefield is struggling so much recently, and it's getting such a lack of development time, you would think all of that time would have been invested in these side modes. Things like Firestorm and Hazard Zone. You would think that all of their time would be put right into those modes to make them actually trend and blow up for the Battlefield franchise, and then obviously, it'll turn out to be like Warzone for Call of Duty, for example. But that never turns out to be the case. We always get a lackluster Battlefield experience, a horrifying side experience, and then, over a year plus of development to get the game into a normal playing state. And the craziest part is that even though it takes DICE, a year plus to fix the core Battlefield experience, they stopped like 2 months after their original release of all these side game modes. Hazard Zone, like I just said earlier, day one was already completely unsupported. Firestorm died, like a month after release? So all these game modes, they don't even get any future support. And it still takes them forever to fix up the core Battlefield game. It just makes me think, why do they even bother? Why do they put forth the time if they're just going to stop working on it a month after they, put out the new side mode? Why not just invest all of that time, effort, and just creative energy into the core Battlefield experience? If we did that, then who knows? Maybe we would actually get a playable Battlefield game at launch. And with all honesty, another main reason why I think this game mode died is because it was forced into the full $60 product. DMZ should have been a free-to-play side mode, just like how Firestorm should have been a free-to-play side mode. I don't know why, but you would think that EA would learn from their mistakes, but they never do. They keep connecting these brand new side modes that are completely different from their core experiences. Firestorm was nothing like the Battlefield, world. It's a BR. BR is not Battlefield. They're two completely different things. Same thing with Hazard Zone. Extraction game modes are not Battlefield. Two completely different things. And the problem here is that they put these game modes in games that are already unsuccessful. I mean, Battlefield 5 completely flopped at launch. Battlefield 2042 completely flopped at launch. So guess what? The side modes that aren't even like Battlefield are 110% going to flop right alongside the games that are already flopping as they are. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, there is still some positivity to be had here. You know, even though I think it's just absolute stupidity to put all this effort and time into making game modes that are going to die after a month. But like I said, if you are a Battlefield fan, then this is fantastic news, because now you have confirmation that everything moving forward is 110% going to be trying to focus on the core Battlefield experience in 2042. They're no longer going to try to balance out game modes, maps, weapons, specialists. They are no longer going to try to balance out anything in this game around Hazard Zone or anything else besides All-Out Warfare and Portal. And also, something I think is a little funny here is basically what they said in this interview. Well, not interview, you know, it's just an overview of what the next seasons are to hold and what they're going to be planning on doing within the game. But basically, they kind of pretty much confirmed that Hazard Zone is one of the main reasons why the map designs turned out so awful. Now, I mean, one of the main core reasons is that basically all these maps were designed around a massive battle royale. Yes, Battlefield 2042 was originally going to be BR, but then again, they cut that, they put in Hazard Zone, and all of these maps have to be shared together. And that's a problem. You see, with DMZ for Modern Warfare 2, they're going to have 4 specific maps for that game mode, and not mixing in with the 6v6 side of things, or the ground war side of things, or Warzone, none of that. They're just going to have specific maps for that game mode, so it's unique, and it's made for the playstyle. When you have to put in maps that work around everything, you know, the core Battlefield experience, extraction game modes, you know, partially a part of a battle royale, the maps are just bad. They had no home, they had no initial foundation, they were never made for one specific thing. And you want to know why I think this way? Because every single brand new map that's coming into Battlefield 2042 will not be supported in Hazard Zone. Why is that? I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be, you know, bugs and glitches that they'll have to fix that will be out of their way, but there's so many people working at DICE that shouldn't be an issue. The main reason they are not putting in new DLC maps, you know, that are coming into Battlefield 2042 and mixing them with Hazard Zone is to make sure that these maps are 110% focused on Battlefield vibes. If they were to go ahead and introduce these maps into Hazard Zone, they would have to work around an extraction game mode, which once again, just like the rest of the maps in this game, it interferes with the core Battlefield experience. So, like I said, it's proof right there that this whole game was never, it was never a 110% confirmed concept. It just had so many different things thrown around, so many different directions being forced and pulled. This game has been all over the place. Honestly, if this happens again, it's going to die. You know, the franchise is going to die. They really have to get a very solid foundation and work from the ground up together as a group. You know, you can't have 300 plus devs just all doing their own magical thing. No, you guys have to have a similar mindset. I mean, it is a creative field. I understand you guys all have your separate ideas, and that's the fun part about game development. But the general basis of the game should all be the same for you guys. But again, I keep branching off to the negative side of things. It's so hard to be positive about Battlefield 2042 with anything. But for anybody who does enjoy this game, anybody who's been grinding it out and has been hoping for a better future, you could be a little bit happier now knowing that all of their focus, every last bit of DICE's focus right now is 110% on the core Battlefield experience. They stripped 128 players because they said it didn't feel like Battlefield. They're redoing all the maps because they said it doesn't have a good flow like Battlefield. And now they're stripping all the side modes because it's taken away from their time on Battlefield. So if you do enjoy 2042, this is fantastic news for you. It seems like the game might have a better direction down the road, but again, we're barely getting any content. Season 1 has one map. We waited 7 months, maybe 8 months now when it finally comes out for one map, and then God knows when Season 2 will finally drop. I guess we'll just have to find out. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Bums, I hate it. Leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games, do over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.